Today, thousands gathered in Alabama to observe a very somber anniversary, the 60th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. Well, here at home in Atlanta, a lot of people hopped on a bus headed to Selma to observe this anniversary. Atlanta News First Blake Devine caught up with the group who witnessed history.
Around 200 people from Metro Atlanta woke up bright and early Sunday morning, hopping on a bus headed to Selma, Alabama to take part in the 60th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. A yearly reenactment of the 1965 crossing of the Edmund Pettus Bridge when police officers beat and battered unarmed marchers while spraying them with tear gas. That attack shocked the nation and galvanized support for the U.S. Voting Rights Act of 1965. This group from Atlanta was one of hundreds nationwide who participated in Sunday's annual pilgrimage to Selma. Many of the folks from Atlanta have been going for years as they hope to inspire the next generation. We caught up with a Girl Scout who made the 3-hour trip to Selma for only the second time. She says it's a historical experience.
It's really inspirational to see so many people are invested in seeing their own history and their own past, and I think it's very important for people to see that there are still people who want to learn this stuff.
I want them to feel the spirit of those who went before us. They go across that bridge to be beaten, but yet still have the tenacity and the courage to still fight on, to go on, to make sure that they were successful in getting us the right to vote.
Before they walked on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, the group took a pit stop in Montgomery, stopping by the Legacy Museum, which explores the history of slavery in America. Reporting from the King Center, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
It's people ain't no tent, bro.
Also making headlines, people living in a homeless encampment in Atlanta's Sweet Auburn neighborhood say that they feel threatened by a man who has been tearing up tents. Atlanta News First reporter Bridget Spencer spoke with activists who are urging Atlanta police to make an arrest.
It's people ain't no tent, bro.
Activists are calling for police to immediately arrest this man they say is Da Vinci Barcelo, the founder of Sweet Auburn Frontline Enforcement.
He's slicing and cutting folks in, bro.
The video shows a man cutting through tents along Old Wheat Street in the same encampment that Cornelius Taylor was killed in back in January when he was struck by a city vehicle.
It's one thing to see the tragic death that occurred here. More shocking is also to see the video of this guy who said he is policing the streets of Atlanta.
Get the tents out of the street. I'm out your hair.
They're peaceful, they're nice, and I'm sorry I'm emotional, but this has just come to a new level.
The video was shared on social media. Mawuli Davis, who represents Cornelius Taylor's family, says the attacks happened possibly more than one time.
This has been reported to police. Police have been to this area, they have interviewed, and yet there has not been an arrest.
Letitia Morris lives at the encampment.
That is crazy, because he don't own these streets.
This coalition is ultimately hoping for accountability from police and the man seen in the video.
I would not like to think that anybody in this city, anybody who care and love this community, would sanction what we saw down here.
Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
You know, FBI agents in Atlanta now have a new leader. Atlanta News First reporter Patrick Quinn spoke with a special agent in charge.
I'm excited to be here. You're right, though. This is a very busy office covering the entire state of Georgia.
Meet Paul Brown, special agent in charge of FBI Atlanta in the 14 field offices across Georgia.
I'm so glad that you took the time to talk to me today because I want Georgians to see their FBI.
Special Agent Paul Brown, he sat down with me inside FBI headquarters here in Atlanta, and he said his offices are zeroed in on counterterrorism, cybersecurity, continuing to see a downward trend of violent crime across the region, and now an increased focus on immigration enforcement operations.
It is urgent and it's busy. And so every day we have agents that are out with our other federal agencies out there helping with enforcement. Every day.
In January, President Trump declared a national emergency at the border and authorized ICE, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, to conduct arrests at churches and schools. Brown told me they will partner in this executive priority while protecting the rights of Georgians.
We don't target individuals in churches or schools. We're very thorough to make sure that who we're encountering or who is subject to removal, we've verified with Department of Homeland Security that they are here illegally and we understand their backgrounds.
Special Agent Brown told me following orders from new FBI Director Kash Patel, FBI Atlanta will see a transfer of resources and agents from FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. to Atlanta. And while he's seen the criticism around the FBI nationally, Brown defended the badge and said politics aside, his team is focused on protecting Georgia.
They want to do things that make a difference in their communities and make them safer.
From FBI headquarters in Atlanta, Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.
And student athletes still grieving their friends' and teachers' deaths need your help for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Atlanta News First reporter Josh Skinner visited Appalachia High School to see how sports are helping students heal.
The Appalachia soccer team needs your help to get to England.
They'll get to train with professional coaches. They'll get to go to professional ball games, at least 3 of them. They're going to tour the stadiums, meet some of their heroes.
It's a comprehensive trip. 10 days, 3 games against English youth clubs, and an immersion into England's football rabid culture.
I want to see the skill level, I'm not going to lie.
Maybe nobody needs it more. Sports have been called the great equalizer for their ability to help people overcome strife, dysfunction, and tragedy.
I want something memorable from my senior year, and something bad that happened was that memorable thing.
On September 4th, 2024, a gunman killed 2 students and 2 teachers. 9 more were wounded, including Ezekiel Vega's brother.
He was scared and he didn't know what to do during the moment and trying to help out his friends.
It gives putting on the a deeper meaning, a rallying cry amidst the pain.
Soccer, in the wake of the tragedy here at Appalachia, is what keeps them coming to Appalachia.
A trip to England, for which the kids hope to raise $35,000, is ambitious. They've set up a GoFundMe to help.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I even have a possible chance of going to England.
The odds may be long, but they'll face it head on together.
I mean, these boys mean everything to me.
I'm Joshua Skinner, Atlanta News First.
And we have a link to their fundraiser posted on atlantanewsfirst.com and also in our free Atlanta News First app, where you'll find all of our top stories. Thanks for joining us. Now back to Local News Live.